Hi, welcome to Felixstowe Live. I'm Chris, and today we're going to start a new series about people I'd really choose to call kind of forgotten people. They're people whose jobs and roles actually kind of underpin the rest of our civilization. Example, seafarers. They come and go from our locality, from Felixstowe Port, in huge ships that lots of people like and admire and go and look at. But we forget the men who actually run them. All we see is little yellow or red figures on the desk running about, chucking ropes and stuff. And we don't think about them as people. We don't think about where they come from. We don't know where they come from. So part of this series will look at them. But the first part of the series is going to look at truck drivers. Thousands of them come and go every day in Felixstowe. And we know very little about them, apart from the fact that some people get very annoyed about the fact that those trucks come and go and the trucks get in the way and they block up the road and goodness knows what else. And we wouldn't exist without truck drivers because we live in places where there are jobs and where there are work, but we don't grow food and we don't grow other supplies. So all those supplies have to come to us in trucks. So what we're going to try and do is open the door on some lives that we don't normally see much of. So here's our first run of interviews. We talked to a man called Simon, who's a lorry driver. He comes and goes from the port of Felixstowe several days a week, and he hauls trailers all over the country that come off ferries. Meet Simon. Okay, so we're here today in a truck talking to a driver called Simon. Simon, you've been driving a truck for how many years now?
18 years I've been
driving. So you're not really a beginner anymore then?
No, my wheels have turned a few times.
And from your point of view, this is your life, this is your career. You tow trailers around the countryside. You spend a lot of nights in your vehicle.
Yes.
Tell me about that as a general experience. Do you get on reasonably well with overnighting in the truck?
Yeah, it's home from home. You know, I have a microwave in here, I have a fridge to keep me food fresh. The only thing I don't have is a toilet and a shower. So it does tend to get a bit smelly come Wednesday or Thursday, you know, but...
What are you doing, 4 or 5 nights a week?
4 nights out, or 5 nights if I stop my cab on a Sunday night.
Right. So that's quite, really, in terms of, you're a family man, or?
Yes, I've got a family at home, yeah. They miss me terribly during the week, and I'm home weekends to do what I can with them.
And I guess you miss them pretty terribly as well, mate.
Yeah, I do miss them. We have mobile phones now, great technology, so we can phone or FaceTime, which I do 2 or 3 times a week. So, although I'm away from home, you know, we're still communicating.
When you come to a driver's life,
yeah.
This is the life that a lot of truck drivers live, really, isn't it? It's one where you're more away from home than when you're home.
Yeah, we're known as tramps.
Yeah,
or trampers.
And it's quite a tough life because of that. The fact you're on your own a lot. You've got your mates on the road as well, but basically you live on your own for most of the week, and then you spend the weekend with the family.
Yes. Yeah, correct.
Okay. So when you're out and about on this lifestyle, tell me about how it goes when you get out for an overnight. You could be anywhere in the country, I guess.
I could be anywhere in the country, anywhere from John O'Groats to Land's End. Apart from other road users, which at the moment myself, my colleagues, and other drivers we've discussed, the lack of, or the driving skill of regular car drivers has dropped dramatically during the lockdown or after the lockdown, because so many people have been sat at home doing nothing, forgotten how to drive, and it makes our lives harder. I mean, these trucks are amazing bits of kit with the emergency braking systems and lane indicators and what have you, but there's only so much that these trucks will do. Yeah, and if someone was to pull out in front of us from a slip road, which more often happens, more often than not, where can we go? We have nowhere to go. You've got to leave a good safe gap, but no one seems to bother anymore.
Nobody else bothers. The truck drivers leaving the gap, and then the car drivers are filling the gap in.
Yeah.
Right.
Or last minute coming off of the A14, A12, what have you, they'll cut last minute, and then if they got nowhere to go, they get themselves in trouble.
When you're looking at the life you live, when you're overnighting in a vehicle like this,
Yes.
that's got to be quite tough, because here, I won't say where we are, but here we're in a reasonably safe and secure circumstance.
Yes.
But so often when you're out and about, you're not safe, you're not secure, you're liable to have all kinds of things happen to your truck, to your truck's load, and to you come to that. I mean, how do you get on with that from your point of view?
Well, security-wise, for overnight parking has dropped. If you're going to stay in a lay-by overnight, I have 2 rules. Do it with minimal diesel and an empty trailer with your rear door open, because that's just asking for trouble. You know, so many people are just out to steal things. Even when you get secure parking, you know, loads are stolen from secure parking sites. So that is one issue that really needs addressing.
What can we do about that? Because I mean, we had a really pretty decent place up the road at Orwell Crossing.
Yes, that's on its way.
And that's now on its way out. How do we get round this? Because there aren't enough places, are there?
Well, there are haulage companies that were making that their permanent place of residence.
Right.
And they've had to find other places to stop. And of course, commercial properties, even the small ones, are so ridiculously expensive that you can't get anywhere that makes the job profitable.
Right.
So, I don't know, I tend to leave that to the bosses.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. But from your point of view, you're still putting yourself at risk quite often when you're parking then.
As a driver, I have to plan ahead. All the time I have to plan ahead. So I know my job for tomorrow. I know my trailer is. I know where I'm going with that trailer. I know that I have 2 jobs to do tomorrow. Where I go after my second job, I don't know. I'll find that information out after I'm finished and I'll phone it in. Then from there I can then plan ahead to where I'm going to be, whether I'm loaded or empty. And then I have to find somewhere to park overnight. Sometimes, because of the lack of parking now, we're losing the Orwell Crossing truck stop. That's going as of from September, the whatever. Alconbury, that was a lovely truck stop, but Maritime took that over and stopped any other vehicle going in there.
Right.
Further up the A14, or just on the A5 at Hinckley, there was the Nightel truck stop. That was a lovely truck stop in there. Good food, good amenities. Then Eddie Stobart did the same. They took that over and stopped any other vehicles going in there. So, as far as good secure parking is concerned, the sites are getting fewer and fewer, and so we're having to go further afield or not so far. But of course we're governed by hours we can drive and work during the day, and it all affects what we do. So we need more secure parking, and by secure parking I don't just mean a field with a fence around it. I mean security cameras, either police and or security guards 24 hours a day patrolling the site. It's the only way that we're going to have our loads and diesel being nicked.
Safe.
Safe.
We'll be back with more from our chat with Simon very soon, so keep an eye out on the Felixstowe Live Facebook channel and on Homemade TV's YouTube channel. I'm Chris, and I'll see you soon.